Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome to the show, where we interview the nation's leading real estate entrepreneurs. It's your host, Schmidt, and I'm back at it like a bad habit, and I got a special treat for you guys here in the studio. We got Jered Dennis in the house. Jered Dennis has been in the real estate space now for the last 8+ years, almost a decade in it. He is one of those that decided instead of hiring a realtor, he was just going to go become one. So we've had a few of those on the show that have had some pretty incredible stories, and that's led to a really interesting career for them. And he's also the founder and co-founder of Swipe Home, which is a veteran-led company, which we're going to dive into a little bit, where they've created what he calls the first real estate operating system, which is a really incredible tool that I think is going to have some pretty interesting application over the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years and on into the future. So we're going to get right into our conversation today. Just remember, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, and real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their businesses so they can build the businesses they've always wanted in order to live the lives they've always dreamed of. And with that being said, Jered, welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate being here.
You bet, my friend. So tell us a little bit more about what you got going on, man. So you decided, hey, you know what? I don't want to have one of these other people sell my house, so I'm just going to go become a realtor. And then that's led itself to 8 years later. Now we're here. So give us a little bit of how you got started in the business and what got you to where you're at today.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, or like you said even, I became a realtor to save money and basically do it myself, you know. Kind of saw, I had some friends of family who were realtors, and, I saw them live in a big house, nice lifestyle, stuff like that. I could probably do that myself. I have a few years experience in sales and peer-to-peer, everything. So may as well give it a go. So I spent the time, did the class, and got my license, ended up selling my home. And yeah, just made tons and tons of connections from that. It's all been part-time realty, but it's been just full-time connections and just full-time experience. I absolutely love being a realtor, love being in this space. But then I decided to kind of take it a completely different turn and get into the for sale by owner aspect of it, It's a pretty big portion of the market that's being left out.
100%. So let me ask you this, because you could just sell your house as an owner. What made you decide to go and full send, like, I'm going to go become a realtor? Like, what was that all about?
I'm not quite sure, actually. I want to say I figured that I could probably write myself a commission into it, too, pay myself for selling my own home.
Yeah.
It didn't work like that, but
Sure.
it was fun.
Yeah, right. And then you just kept it, and 8 years later, here we are.
Yeah.
So at what point in your career did you transition from, this selling houses thing is cool, but
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
there's a gap that's in this market right now, and I think I can fill it with some tech that really is the way of the future. At what point did you hit that realization, and how did that whole thing get started?
Last year, man. I don't know. I was kind of just thinking about how this could be done easier. I've always kind of been one to think of how can we streamline this? How can we streamline that? You know, I once thought of the digital menus would be cool, you know, but I don't know. I just kind of saw an opportunity the way that people already do things. So, you know, you date online, you find a car online, you know, you shop for houses online. You basically do everything online. So why can't you do it all in one space? So that's where Swipe Home came about. You know, we gave the ease of use of the swipe dating apps, but we've added in layer after layer of trust and security that you would expect from, you know, the bigger for sale by owner apps. But now, no longer are these people alone when they do it. So I took my toolkit as a realtor, something that I would charge somebody to list their house with, and I'm giving it away. I mean, it's kind of a novel concept for, you know, somebody that's in this position, but may as well. Why shouldn't everybody have the same opportunity?
So what's your perfect user for this?
Perfect user? There's quite a few, you know. I mean, once we get the market built up, you'll be able to buy, you'll be able to sell, you'll be able just to go and look around. The perfect user is just anybody looking to go peer-to-peer. The perfect user for sale by owner or anything like that would be somebody who's looking to save commission, but not be left in the dark when it comes to negotiating and getting everything straight and make it to closing. A lot of these for sale by owner deals fall apart way before closing happens.
Yeah, 100%. What would you say has been one of the biggest risks that you took early on in your business, maybe as you were deciding to go on this new venture as well?
Basically, kind of tanking my local real estate career. Kind of been blackballed a little bit already. I was with a prominent brokerage, and they told me I need to hang my license someplace else. But from that, I fell into a group of other people who are like-minded, and they want to see real estate reform. So, you know, there's no such thing as accidents, in my opinion. You know, it's no coincidence. It all happens for a reason. Absolutely, you know, God shut that door, but He opened this one. I'm fully prepared to take it on.
Yeah, that's great, man. So, what do you're like 3 days out from having a beta for this, right?
Yeah, I am. Having you say that back to me actually scares me a little bit. But yeah, I've been working nonstop, man. My wife can attest to it. She absolutely hates the fact that I've been sitting at my computer for hundreds of hours now, since mid-April. But I think she understands that, you know, she knows my work ethic. She knows that I like to grind it out. And I'm 3 days away from actually having a product that people can use and can give them the freedom and ability to save money. And
if you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Currently on average, the for sale by owner loses up to $100,000 because they don't use an agent. I'm trying to give them that $100,000 back and save them that 6%. So,
Right.
Whatever I can do.
So what's a mistake that's cost you time or money, and what have you learned from it?
Oh. Probably thinking that I can do it all myself. If that makes sense, everybody that has a good idea wants to be able to orchestrate that from every aspect. You want to be able to architect it and engineer it how you see it fit. But sometimes, recent experience, if you do that, you're closing people out. You're closing out the other ideas and the out-of-the-box thinking that you may not see because you're zoned in. That can happen with anything. You get locked in and you're focused, which is a good thing sometimes until you're too locked in, Luckily, it hasn't cost me money yet. It has cost me time, and it could have potentially cost me money if I didn't catch it.
What do you think the real big problem that your tech solution is going to solve for people? What if you had to pinpoint that, what do you think the real big problem it's actually going to solve is?
Trust, transparency. So right now with the whole thing with Zillow and NAR and all that, Zillow's been gatekeeping listings, off-market listings or whatever they want to call them. That's not fair. The sellers, sure, they might get their home sold, but it's not fair to everybody else involved. It's not fair to, the ones that truly think that their home is going to hit the market, and it doesn't because it's being gate kept.
Sure.
Unfortunately, realtors know that that's happening, and a lot of them are okay with it. A lot of them are still willing to take that both sides of the commission. Dual agency, that's a big thing. Heck, NAR just settled for over $100 million last week, 2 weeks ago maybe. But yeah, you see stuff like that, and that's the issue. So if we can bring trust and transparency and security all together just to let people know that we do still care and it's not all about the money, that's my main goal. But it's still it's probably one of the hardest hills to overcome.
Yeah. How do you see yourself making money from it?
So that's one of the cool things. It's free to list on the site. It's free to go in there and buy. You can go and search the website. Whatever else you got to do is log in and register and make sure you're a real person. Our monetization model comes from contractor subscriptions. So contractors will subscribe anywhere between $99 and $1,000 a month, and they'll get X amount of zip codes, and they'll be able to be the first ones in our marketplace that gets not necessarily chosen, but recommended for certain jobs based off of their qualifications and skills that have been thoroughly vetted and tested and reviewed by their peers.
How do you put that together? That's really interesting. How do you put together the recommendations? Because is it fair to say someone could just come in and say they're, the best at whatever and pay $1,000 and then now they're the thing? How do you actually vet them?
Sure. So that's actually at one point I was thinking we were going to automate that and let a computer do it, but I don't think that would be fair to anybody. So we're going to do it manually. We're going to.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Check reviews. We're going to make phone calls. We're going to truly vet these people. Make sure you have the people who they say they are walking in your house, doing whatever work or wherever you're at, you know. That's part of our big things, you know, trust and security. If you don't have that, the model's broken to start.
So how do you quantify that? Like, what are going to be some of your criteria that they have to hit? Like, is it X amount of positive reviews, or like, what are some of those things that they would have to have in check? Because I mean, I know guys with 205-star reviews, their work sucks.
Right, absolutely. You know, a lot of those reviews aren't necessarily real reviews. You know, I've been approached by several people online who said, "Hey, man, I have 19 different accounts, and we can all leave you a 5-star." I said, "Well, that's cool and all, but it's also a little concerning." We are going to make sure that everybody, if their service, requires it, they will be licensed, they will be insured fully. And then we will go through, we will make them provide references, not a cousin or a brother or a friend, but real references and real photos of real work that they've completed. You know, and then I'm probably going to talk to the homeowner and say, "Hey, how did they do? Were they professional? Were they acceptable? Were they exceptional?" You know, and from there, we're going to start building. And if we can start that, just starting that, you know, that will hopefully get other contractors who know that they're up to par wanting to become part of our marketplace. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully they'll also know that we're not here to mess around, and we will boot you. We won't even let you on the system.
Right.
So,
which, I mean, to an extent, when you think about it, I mean, shoot, if this blows up and has a large enough reach, then, you know, that'd be a no-brainer for a company that they could spend $1,000 and potentially get 50, 60, 100 high-quality leads.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to see us be the one. So right now with other lead generation platforms that contractors use, I'm sure you can name them, but we won't here. It's a pay-to-play way to do it. So they pay to get on the platform, and then they pay to get a lead that is shared between 2 or 3 or 5 other contractors. And the majority of the time, it's a bad phone number, the person doesn't answer, or you're too late. This is all your specialty going directly to you from a warm to hot lead generation system. These people are actively looking for people to do the work, and they want professionals to do the work. And it only makes sense to match them up together, you know, once again in our peer-to-peer format that we're trying to accomplish.
How long do you think it'll be before it gets mass adopted? And what's your marketing strategy for it?
Yeah, so right now we're grassroots. Right now we've incorporated something called Swipe Partners. So because we have the ability to decentralize our rollout, if anybody in the country wanted to be a Swipe partner, all they would have to do is let me know. We'd get them a little number, and they go out and they canvass their neighborhoods, and they try to collect contractors and general users and for sale by owners. If they can do that, they'll end up getting equity in our company. You know, we're providing people the opportunity to get in on the ground level if they want to help. You know, I mean, it kind of sounds like we're just selling pieces of our dream, but if we get enough people that want to make this theirs as well, it could be theirs. You know, I have no problem sharing. You just got to get people to do the work, you know. I can't be everywhere at once, but if you're out there and you know 5 contractors that do good work, and you know 10 other people that would love to use their work but don't know how to get connected with one another, tell all 15 of them, get all those guys on the platform and get some equity in the company. And then when we do turn into, you know, a multi-billion-dollar company, your shares are worth money because you decided to do a little bit of work in the beginning. You decided to bootstrap with us. So that's a little bit of our marketing. As far as the full rollout, my roadmap is about 15 to 16 months out from alpha launch. We are aggressively looking for fundraising, angels, stuff like that. May not even necessarily need to get into a VC round if we don't have to. For the first couple months here, we're offering all the contractors that do get on board free service until September 1st. We're going to market for them. We're going to do everything. We're going to let them know that they're our partners and we're, you know, that they're founding fathers of this company with us. You know, we're trying to bring as many people to the top. What's that?
To start. How many markets are you rolling out to start? I would think something like this you would want to test in a few large markets before expanding, but what does that look like?
Yeah, so right now we're in Springfield, Illinois. We got about 120,000 people. There's about 170 in the county, and then probably around 500 in the major metro area, Peoria, stuff like that. So, but heck, we're only about an hour away from St. Louis. I got a few friends all across the country, you know, who are willing to be swipe partners. We're thinking about near Racine, Wisconsin. We're thinking about down the Branson area, you know, Lake of the Ozarks, stuff like that. I got a couple people in Georgia, a couple people in Texas. You know, it's kind of random right now, but I think that's kind of the cool part about it too, because we're not necessarily looking for giant hubs. We're looking for communities where there are blue-collar workers out there and there are contractors out there that want to get their name to more people. And we hopefully will have the ability to do that for them.
Love it. Well, Jered, thanks for being on the show today. We appreciate you coming on, sharing some insights and what you got going on. It's pretty exciting. So if people want to connect with you, learn more about what you're doing, where should they go for that?
You know what? Right now, they can go to swipehomeapp.com. That's for right now. That's our landing page. You can go to the wait list on the Contact Us. You can learn all about Operation Swipe Back, our eventual give back to veterans and all that, building micro communities and putting, you know, veterans in there, just trying to help back as much as we possibly can to the community. But yeah, swipehomeapp.com. That's where you can get in touch. That's where we'll get back in touch. Find us on LinkedIn. Find us everywhere.
Well, there you go, folks. Go check them out. Show them some love from the real estate pros and the investor field community. Appreciate them being on the show. We'll see you
thanks,
on the next
Steven.
episode.
Appreciate you having me, brother.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.